Okay, good morning everyone. So for today, we have our new topic, debt restructuring. So yung sagot nyo dun sa secret nyo nung last time about compound financial instrument, okay, siguro nabigyan na lang ako ng recorded discussion and then ilagay ko yung solution dun sa problem. So now, let's move on to the next chapter which is debt restructuring. Itong chapter na ito is ano siya ng extinguishment of liabilities. So itong extinguishment nangyayari kapag ano yung mga process or transactions na ma-extinguish yung ating liability. Una dyan is yung debt restructuring. So when we say debt restructuring, it is a method that allows businesses that are experiencing cash flow problems or financial distress to decrease or renegotiate their delinquent obligations in order to enhance or recover liquidity and rehabilitate the operations. Ibig sabihin, mayroong problem si ating um, debtor when it comes to their liabilities. Ibig sabihin, meron siyang financial distress, meron siyang financial problem. So, kung nangyari yun, syempre hindi siya makakabayad agad, diba, ng kanyang utang kasi nga may problem sa kanyang financial capabilities. So, gagawin niya is magkakaroon ng itong debt restructuring from the word restructure, diba? Babaguhin yung structure ng liability. Ibig sabihin, either i-decrease or pwedeng i-renegotiate niya na bawasan or magkaroon ng change dun sa amount or terms and conditions kung paano siya makakabayad ng kanyang liabilities para ma-enhance o ma-recover niya yung kanyang liquidity as well as to rehabilitate its operations. It aims to avoid default, okay? Pag sinabing default, hindi na siya makakabayad ng kanyang utang. So, ayaw mangyari yun ni creditor. So, gagawin niya, the structure, either bawasan niya or magkaroon ng other terms and conditions para lang makapagbayad si debtor. And also to mitigate the negative repercussions of non-compliance. To avoid the negative repercussions or negative effect of non-compliance with debt agreements or take advantage of a lower interest rate. It can be a legal necessity or a mutual agreement between a financially distressed debtor and his or her creditors to reorganize the debtor's liabilities as a more viable alternative to foreclosure or liquidation. So ayaw parang ang pinaka-last resort na kasi dyan is foreclosure or liquidation. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng kunin yung other assets ng ating debtor kapag hindi siya makabayad. This is, iniiwasan natin mangyari yun. Kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng debt restructure. Either bawasan or magkaroon ng agreement kung paano siya makakabayad. Pwedeng makipagpalit siya ng ibang asset or magkaroon ng ibang way of payment. Ganon. So we have here the four modes of debt restructuring. We have the asset swap, equity swap, modification of terms, and debt forgiveness. So start tayo sa asset swap. Okay, pag sinabing asset swap, pag sinabing swap, di ba palit? Okay, it is a mode of debt restructuring involving the transferring of the non-cash asset. Pag sinabing non-cash asset, these are pwedeng land or inventory by a debtor to his or her creditor in full settlement of an obligation, also known as dashon and pago. I think na-discuss ko na ata ito sa obligation and contracts, no? Dashon and pago. Na-discuss na naman yung dashon and pago from Christine. Meron na. Meron na pala dashon and pago. So, ang magiging formula when it comes to this debt restructuring na asset swap, we have the carrying amount of the financial liability settled. Ibig sabihin, magkano yung fair value or carrying amount ng kanyang liability as of the current date, less yung carrying amount. Take note of carrying amount din of the asset given, yung pinalit na asset. And then, pwede tayo magkaroon nun ng gain or loss. Kapag mataas yung carrying amount ng kanyang, kapag mas mataas yung carrying amount ng kanyang liability, then magkakaroon tayo ng, for example, 100,000 ito. 100 yung kanyang utang, pero ang pinalit niyang asset is 50,000, so then meron siyang gain on restructuring. Pero kung 100,000 yung kanyang utang, and then ang kanyang asset na pinalit is 120,000, usually meron siyang loss na 20,000. Kasi nga, mas mataas yung pinalit niyang asset kaysa yun sa utang niya. Dito sa letter A, letter B na lang. Sa letter A, sa gain, ibig sabihin, 100 yung utang niya, pero 50 lang yung pinalit niya. So, meron siyang gain. Nakatubo siya ng 50,000. Kasi nga, 100 yung utang niya, mas malaki yung utang niya compared sa pinalit. Dito naman sa kabila, mas malaki yung pinalit niya kasi sa utang niya, so lugi siya doon. Meron siyang loss na 20,000. And then yun nga, sabi ko nga kapag mataas yung carrying amount kasi sa carrying amount ng liability kasi sa asset, meron tayong gain. Pero kung mas malaki yung carrying amount ng asset kasi sa liability, meron tayong loss. Let's have this illustration. So, recognize siya sa profit or loss, profit or loss. So, let's have this illustration. Santa Fe Company provided the following balances on December 31, 2022. We have the note payable, 2,400,000, interest payable, 600,000. On December 31, 2022, the company transferred to the creditor land with a carrying amount of 2,250,000 and a fair value of 3 million. So the question number 1, what amount shall be recognized as gain on debt restructuring? So we have the carrying amount of the financial liability settled. So dito, ang carrying amount ng liability is yung note payable plus the interest. Okay, kasama yung interest payable. So, syempre kasamang interest kasi may passage of time. So, 3 million ang ating carrying amount ng liability. When it comes to carrying amount of the land, so gagamitin natin 2,250,000. That is the carrying amount. Hindi yung fair value, yung carrying amount. Carrying amount, carrying amount. So, that is 750,000. That is gain. Kasi nga, 3 million yung liability niya, 2,250 lang yung value ng asset. So, that is 750,000 gain on debt restructuring. So, debit, notes payable, debit, interest payable, dinebit mo kasi nawala na eh. Nawala na yung utang mo kasi pinalit mo na siya ng land. So, di ba, payables are credit. So, naalis mo na siya, in-debit mo na siya. Yung land naman, that is asset. Credit mo kasi nga yan yung pinalit mo, nawalan ka ng land. So, nawala na yung land mo, nawala na rin yung liability mo, extinguish na siya. And then, meron tayong gain na 750,000. That is credit, di ba? Gain, 750,000. So, the carrying amount of the liability, the carrying amount of the liability is simply equal to the outstanding face amount plus accrued interest, if any. If any, kung meron. Kung wala, edi yung carrying amount ng liability. So, di ba madali lang? Ayan. Compare mo lang yung ating carrying amount ng dalawang account, which is the liability account and the asset account. Next, we have the equity swap naman. So, pag sinabing equity swap, it involves the issuance of the debtor of equity instrument. Ibig sabihin, equity instrument. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng equity instrument? Pwede in form of shares. So, nagbigay siya ng shares kapalit ng liability niya in full or partial payment of the obligation. Also known as debt to equity swap. Yung isa, dasyon in pago, asset swap. Ito naman, debt to equity swap. So, ang formula, okay, gain or loss shall be computed as follows. So, may carrying amount, then carrying amount of the financial liability settled, less the measurement of equity instrument issued. So, mayroong asterisk yan, ito yung sa baba mamaya. So, makukupi natin dyan either gain or loss. Same lang din sa asset swap. So, ano yung asterisk yan na nakalagay? Meron tayong pina-follow na order of priority when it comes to the equity instrument na in-issue. So, unang i-consider natin is the fair value of the equity instrument issue. Ibig sabihin, kung ang fair value ng ating shares is 100,000, then that is the unang gagamitin natin. Pero kung, lagyan natin, kung fair value, carrying amount, sabihin natin 80,000. Tapos, par value, lagay natin. Ayan. Wala rin tatlo yung binigay. Equity na when it comes to shares. Tatlo yung binigay. So, ang gagamitin natin is yung fair value kasi yan yung fair value of the equity instrument issues. Yun yung fair value ng shares. Kung kahit binigay yung carrying amount sa par value, always consider the fair value. Okay? So, what if walang binigay na fair value ng shares? Walang binigay na fair value ng shares pero may wala ito kung meron pa carrying amount sa par value. Ang gagamitin mo is wala doon sa kanilang dalawa. Hindi mo yung gagamitin. So, ibig sabihin, ignored. In terms of equity swap, hindi natin consider yung carrying amount sa par value. So, nilagay ko lang for lang illustration purposes, pero hindi yan i-consider. So, ang i-consider natin, kung walang fair value ng equity instrument issued or fair value of the shares, we will consider the fair value of the liability extinguished. So, magkaiba yung carrying amount, magkaiba yung fair value. No? Hindi equal yung carrying amount ng liability sa fair value na na-extinguish. Okay, kung wala naman yung order of priority, number 1, number 2, number 3, So, kung wala yung number 1, wala yung number 2, we will go to number 3, which is the carrying amount of the liability extinguished. Now, let's have this. So, pag mataas yung carrying amount ng liability, as compared to the equity instrument, gain. And then, sa kabila naman, kapag mas malaki yung equity, kaysa sa carrying amount ng liability, loss on debt restructuring. And same with asset swap, we will consider any gain or loss on profit or loss. Since an equity swap is a share capital transaction, share premium will be recognized. Paano kino-compute ang share premium? Measurement of the equity instrument issued, which is usually the fair value of shares, less the total par or stated value. Di ba? Ang share premium is, ang isang example ng share premium is excess of the excess of fair value over par. So, excess ng fair value as compared sa par, yun yung tinatawag nating share premium. So, minus mo yun, makukumpute mo yung share premium. Let's have this illustration. So, same value ng kanyang liability. Ang pinagkaiba is nag-issue siya ng own ordinary shares with a total par value of 2,400,000. Question. Determine the gain or loss on debt restructuring, the amount of share premium to be recognized on the financial statement under each of the following independent assumptions. So number 1, the shares issued have fair value of 2,750. We have here 2,750, and letter number 2, the note has a fair value of 2,600, and number 3, both the shares and the note have no fair value. So for A1 or assumption number 1, letter A, number 1. So, anong gagamitin natin? The carrying amount of the financial liability settled, which is the notes payable at saka yung interest. And then, less the measurement of equity instrument. Ano ulit? Yung number 1 priority natin when it comes to equity instrument. Christine?
Sir.
Ano ulit yung unang priority natin when it comes to the equity instrument?
Fair value niya.
Fair value of the equity instrument. So in this illustration, what is the amount of the fair value of the equity instrument?
2,750,000.
2,750,000. Ito pala. Ayan. Kahit unang binigay yung par value, hindi natin yan gagamitin. So, we have 3 million na carrying amount ng financial liability less the measurement, which is 2,750. So, we have gain or loss on that restructuring na 250,000. Letter B, what is the amount of share premium? Diba, yung share premium is yung fair value less the par value. So, magkaroon fair value 2,750 less the par na 2,400. Okay, 2,400. We will compute the share premium na 350,000. Entries, debit yung mga payables natin, credit ordinary share capital. This is always at par yan. And then, share premium na 350 and balancing figure yung gain on that restructuring. We use the fair value share since it is the, sabi ko ordered first in the priority list and it is available. A2. Okay, sa A2, ito A2. Question number, letter A, question assumption number 2. Ano gagawin natin? This is assumption 1, assumption 2. So for assumption 2, the note has a fair value of 2.6. Okay? So, carrying amount which is 3 million pa rin. Yung assumption 2, the note has a fair value of 2.6. Ano ba yung note? Yan yung the liability, di ba? Ano ba yung pangalawa natin priority? Di ba titignan natin fair value of the equity instrument issued yung assumption 1, assumption 2, fair value of the liability extinguished. So that is 2.6. Okay, yung fair value ng liability. So yan yung may extinguish dito. So 3 million na carrying amount less the measurement na 2.6, meron tayong gain on that restructuring na 400,000. Letter B, the share premium 2.6 na measurement ng equity less the par value of 2.4, share premium 200,000. Letter, okay, dyan na entry, okay na yan. Letter, assumption 3. Ano ba yung assumption 3 natin? Both the shares and the note have no fair value. So, ibig sabihin dito, wala daw itong fair value ng X shares at saka wala rin yung fair value ng liability. So, gagamitin natin is yung carrying amount ng liability extinguish. So, kung liability ay carrying amount gagamitin natin, ito, 3 million, this is the carrying amount of the financial liability. Since wala yung fair value ng shares, wala yung fair value ng liability, gagamitin natin yung carrying amount of the liability, which is equal to the, ito din, yung carrying amount ng liability natin. So, since equal na yung carrying amount at saka yung carrying amount, then, which is sakit siya rin nun, wala tayong gain or loss on that restructuring. For the share premium, meron naman. Yung 3 million, lagay mo yun dito, less the par value na 2.4, we will compute the share premium of 600,000. And then here are the journal entries. So yun nga, we use the carrying amount of the liability since hindi available yung fair value at saka yung notes. Fair value of the notes payable. Okay? So that's end. That's end for the first, ano ba yan? Tapos na tayo sa asset swap, equity swap, modification of terms naman tayo. Which is ito yung pinakamahabang part ng debt restructuring. So when we say modification, from the word modify, we will change the terms of the contract of debt. It can be either substantial modification or non-substantial modification. When we say substantial modification, it is accounted for as an extinguishment of the old financial liability and recognition of new financial liability. Kasi yung babaguhin yung terms ng old, so magkakaroon na tayo ng new financial liability. Kailan natin masasabi na substantial modification siya? If there is at least 10%. Okay, the gain or loss on modification is at least 10% of the old financial liability. And yung 10% na yan is only for determination kung substantial ba siya o hindi. But in order to compute for the gain or loss on modification, we have the carrying amount of the old liability less the present value of the modified discounted liability using the original effective rate. So, may computation yan will be the gain or loss on modification. If the gain or loss on modification is at least 10% of the carrying amount of the old, compare mo sa old, then the modification is considered substantial. The new liability shall be measured at the present value of the modified terms using the prevailing rate of interest. So, a difference between the carrying amount of the old and the present value of the modified terms discounted using the prevailing interest rate shall be considered or accounted for as a gain or loss on debt extinguishment. Pag mataas yung carrying amount ng old kasi sa present value, gain. Siyempre, ibig sabihin, yung utang mo noon, which is kung sabi natin 100,000, tapos nung nagkaroon na ng modification, naging 90,000 na. Ibig sabihin, nagkaroon ka ng gain. Kasi mas mataas yung utang mo dati as compared ngayon. Ibig sabihin, bumaba na yung utang mo. So, may gain ka ng 10,000. What if mas mataas yung utang mo noon as compared to the utang mo ngayon, ay mas mababa yung utang mo ngayon as compared noon, ibig sabihin, meron kang loss. Kasi nga, ang utang mo lang is 100,000, pero ang nung nag-modify ng terms naging 110, so tumaas yung utang mo, so loss mo. So any cost or fees also shall be considered as part of the gain or loss, which is later on we will illustrate. Non-substantial naman if less than 10% ng carrying amount ng old like financial liability yung makukumpute natin sa gain or loss or modification. So, any gain or loss kapag non-substantial is considered in the profit or loss, even if there is no substantial modification. And the gain or loss or modification is accounted for as adjustment to the old liability. Ibig sabihin, pag non-substantial modification, the old liability is not extinguished, it is simply continued. Tuloy-tuloy lang, since hindi siya substantial modification. Let's have illustration. Ito yun. Secret no, last time. Nakuha na ba ito? Hindi ko pa na-check yung paper niyo, so check ko mamaya. So, due to, okay, basahin na natin yung statement 1. The gain in extinguishment of financial liability should be reported at 2,652,400. The discount on notes payable should be reported as 763,200. And the interest expense should be reported as 453,152 for 2025. So due to extreme financial liabilities, an entity negotiated a restructuring of a 10%, that is the old rate, 6% note, 10% 6 million note payable due on December 31, 2024. The unpaid interest on a given note on such date is 600,000. The creditor agreed to reduce the face amount to 4 million, forgive the unpaid interest, and reduce the interest rate to 6%, and extend the due date 3 years from December 31, 2024. The entity paid 350,000 as arrangement fee. Ano yung arrangement fee? Arrangement fee is any costs or fees incurred shall be recognized as part of the gain or loss. Sabi. Yung arrangement fee. So, saan tayo? Wala. Ayaw lumipat ng screen. Ayan. So, yung 50,000 is the arrangement fee to the creditor. The market rate is 14%. The present value of 1 at 10% for 3 periods is 0.75. And the present value of ordinary annuity is 2.49. The PV of 1 at 14% is 0.67, and PV of ordinary annuity at 14% for 3 periods is 2.32. So, paano natin i-compute? So, una, alamin muna natin kung meron tayong substantial modification or non-substantial modification. So, present value of the note payable at 10%, which is 4 million, times gamitin mo yung old rate or the original effective interest rate, which is the 10%. So, meron na 0.75 yung ordinary of 1 and ordinary annuity 2.49 for the interest naman yan. So, 4 million times 0.75, 3 million. Sana ko itong 240,000, that is 4 million, 6 million. Sana ba yan? Yung 4 million dito pala is yung reduced face amount, which is ito, 4 million. Di ba binawasan na? Binawasan na yung interest mo. So, 4 million. And then, 4 million times 6%. Wala kang calculator. 4 million times 6%, that is 250,000. Open ko lang. Meron akong calculator dito. Ayan. 4 million times 6%. Ayun, 240,000. Using the reduced face amount. Di ba nagkaroon na ng terms, modification of terms. So that's yung ginamit natin. Times 2.49 kasi nga, ito. Present value of ordinary annuity using the 10% na original effective interest rate. So, mag-calculate natin yun. So, anong nangyari? Ito, balikan lang natin para masuloy na. Anong nangyari? Kukumpita natin kung may substantial modification or wala. So, i-complete natin yung present value ng liability. So, para ma-complete yung present value ng liability, ang gagamitin nating amount is yung mga na-reduce na. Ito na, yung updated na. Which is yung 4 million. Di ba dati 6 million? Naging 4 million daw. And then wala nang unpaid interest, tapos naging 6% yung interest rate. Pero in computation ng ating present value, gamitin natin yung original na 10%. Diba? So, 10%, diba? 10% yan, which is yung 75 at saka 2.49. So, na-compute na natin yung 3,579,600. So, gamitin na natin siya dun sa ating formula. Wala, ko lang. Ayan. Itong present value dito, itong 3,597,600. Yung 3,597,600. So, una mo natin kinumpute itong present value kasi nga asterisk yan. Since asterisk siya, bago mo siya isalpak yan sa formula, i-compute mo muna siya separately. And then, isalpak mo na itong mga to. No, so, punta tayo dito, tapos na tayo dito, punta tayo sa carrying amount the old. So, ito yung present value, no? So, para ma-compute yung carrying amount na old, note payable old, 6 million. Yung dati, nito, 6 million. Tapos, meron tayong unpaid interest na 600,000. Old to, old. So, 6 million plus 600,000, 6,600,000. After ma-compute yung 6,600,000, i-compare mo na siya dito. Ilagay mo na yung present value. The total present value of new note payable using the 10% na original rate. 3,597,600. So that is 3,200,400 minus the arrangement fee. Bakit minus yung arrangement fee? Kasi nga sabi dito, any cost or fees incurred shall be part of the gain or loss on extinguishment. So, ibig sabihin kasama yung arrangement fee in order to compute for the gain or loss. So, minus the arrangement fee. So, meron tayong 2,652,400. Yan na ba yung answer? Yan yung, hindi pa. Yan yung, ano pa lang, net gain from modification. So, yung gain na yan, magagamit pa siya later on the, ang tinatanong kasi dito is gain in extinguishment. Extinguishment na ba to? Hindi pa. Modification pa lang yan. So, ang tanong sa statement 1 is the extinguishment. So, later magagamit natin yan. So, since, okay, tingnan natin, 10% na ba siya ng ating old liability, yung 2,652, para masabi natin substantial modification? 2,652 divided by 6,600,000. Calculator. Two six five two 400 divided by 6,600,000 or 6 million now. Sorry. 6,600,000. Ah, wait lang. 326. Wala. Tama. Ayan. So, 6 million. Okay, ito ulit. Ay, mali. 2,652 na complete natin na net gain. 2,652,400 divided by 6,600,000 which is equal to the carrying amount ng liability times 100%. Ibig sabihin, yung 2,652, pag dinivide mo ng 66 na old liability, mayroong 40.18%. Anong tawag doon sa 40.18%? That is the percent ng ating gain on, kung mapalaga natin dito, yan yung ating basis ng ating substantial modification. Sabi niya, if yung gain or loss on modification is at least 10% of the carrying amount of the old, ang ating old is 66, ang ating gain or loss on modification is 2,652,400. Ibig sabihin, 40% to. Ibig sabihin, substantial modification. Since lagpas na siya sa 10%. At least nga. So, kung 10%, sakto, pasok pa rin. Since 40.18% na siya, sobra na siya sa substantial siya mismo. Substantial modification, di ba? Very obvious substantial modification type. So, gagawin mo yan, compute mo na yung bagong present value using the new market rate. So, meron tayo ito pa rin, same pa rin siya. 6 million plus 600,000, that is the carrying amount of the old. Ilas mo yung present value ng new note payable using the 14%. So, ano nangyari? Una, ginawa mo, check mo muna kung substantial modification siya. Paano mo ginawa yun? Kinumpit mo yung present value using the original 10%. After nun, kinumpit mo yung original present, yung present value ng new note payable using the original, na-compute mo yung 3597600, kinumpit mo sa 66. Para ma-compute mo yung 3002 per 100, which is the gain, minus the arrangement, which is the arrangement fee na minus, na-compute mo yung net gain. Itong net gain, so kung walang arrangement fee, wala kang minus ha. Pero kung mayroon ito, so itong net gain, i-compare mo siya sa doon sa 66 para ma-check if substantial siya o hindi. After mo ma-check kung substantial o hindi, kung substantial siya, you will proceed with the modification. So ito, nag-proceed tayo dito kasi nga substantial itong 2652. So paano gagawin? Complete mo pa rin yung old na 66 pa rin. I-complete mo na ngayon yung bagong liability since substantial siya using the 14% naman. 14%. So 4 million pa rin yan, 240 pa rin yan. Pero itong present value using the 14%, which is binigay naman, which is 0.67 at saka 2.32. So, multiply 2680 at saka 556800. Na-complete mo to. So, 3236800. Yung 3236800, i-compare mo sa 66. So, that is 3363200. Minus mo pa rin yung arrangement fee. Meron ng net gain of 3,013,200. Yan na ba yung answer? Yes, that is the answer. The gain in extinguishment of financial liability should be reported as 2,652,400. Statement 1 is wrong. Statement 2, the discount on note payable should be reported as 763,200. Paano pinagpag yung discount? The 4 million ng ating face amount less yung ating 3,236,800 na fair value ng ating liability, excluding yung arrangement fee, excluding the arrangement fee. So that is 763,200. That is true. So face amount less the liability. Hindi naman natin kino-consider ang arrangement fee, di ba, pag nagko-complete ng discount or premium. So after lang, compute natin yung interest expense. Paano kino-compute yung interest expense? The present value multiplied by the effective interest rate. Ano gamitin natin effective interest rate? The 14%. Siyempre, 14% na. So, magkano yun? 3,236,800 divided by I times 14%. That is 453,152. That is the interest expense. Kung ang tanong is interest it paid, 240. Interest expense, 453. What is the carrying amount as of December 31, 2025 of the liability? 3,449,952. Yeah. So the answer is letter D. Only statement 2 and 3 are true. Ayan. How about full non-substantial modification? I think ito not substantial siya. So, ang nangyari, same process. Una, compute natin yung substantial siya o hindi. So, using ito. Yung una mong nilalapag dyan, yung yung nabago ng liability. From 6 million, naging 5 million daw. I hope binasa mo na to, no? 5 million. So, 5 million gamitin natin. 5 million multiplied by ilan? Well, 5 million multiplied by 12%. Ito, the new interest. Ayan. Pero itong present value, take note always, okay? Itong present value sa pag-compute o para ma-determine kung substantial siya o hindi is using the 8% original rate. Ito lang, yung pinagkaiba lang ito is the new percent, ito pero old percent. Laging old percent yung present value. So, 0.79 which is binigay na 9%. At saka, sorry, ano to? So we have the new effective rate is 9% after considering the arrangement fee. Ay, mamaya pa yan. So 8% pala tayo kasi original. 8%, 8%. So na yung 8% na ito. 8%, 8%. So 0.79 saka 2.58 kasi that is the original rate. Kung-compare natin yung 5948. So i-compare natin yung 6 million na old minus the 5498, 502,000. Yun yung ating gain from modification less the arrangement fee 120, 382,000. Divide 382,000 divided by 6 million times 100%. 6.36. So, ano ibig sabihin ng 6.36? Hindi siya pasok sa 10%. Since hindi siya pasok sa 10%, non-substantial modification. So, ano mangyayari pag non-substantial? The gain on modification should be reported at 382,000. That is wrong. So, ating gain on modification, ito lang, 502,000. Okay? The premium on notes payable should be reported at 498, mali, 378,000. Paano na-compute yung 378,000? Ito, 5498 minus 120,000, which is the arrangement fee. Sana po yung 5498 yung old? 5378 less 5 million na face amount. Meron tayong 378 na premium on liability. And then the interest expense, how do we compute yung ating interest expense? 5378 multiplied by 9% ng ating new effective interest rate after the arrangement fee, 484,020. Bakit, sir, hindi sinama yung 120? Hindi binawas yung 120 sa net modification? Kasi, if without substantial modification, arrangement fee reduces the present value of the line. Yan yung note. Magiging part siya ng ating substantial. Any costs incurred shall be included in the measurement of the modified terms, and the new effective interest rate is determined to reflect such costs or fees. So, ulitin natin ang nangyari. Diba, isang beses lang tayo nag-compute kung substantial gain or hindi. Kasi nga, ang nangyari, non-substantial. At kapag non-substantial, the old liability is not extinguished, kinontinue mo lang. Diba? Kinontinue lang natin. So, ito yung computation ng substantial, diba? Ito yung computation ng substantial o hindi. Since nalaman na natin na non-substantial, ituloy lang natin yung utang, wala pang babaguhin doon. So, yung number 5498 pa rin. 5498, that is the present value pa rin. And then, i-minus mo yung arrangement fee para ma-compute mo yung adjusted present value. And then, yung 5378, yun na yung bagong carrying amount. And then, you multiply with the 9% para ma-compute yung interest expense na 484,020. Okay? Ayan. So, that's end our discussion for that itong modification of terms. At yung isa, last one ata is meron pa. Ay, hindi ko na nalagay yung isa. Yung ating, the last one, pero madali yung ata yun. Yung post ko na lang siguro, debt forgiveness. So, forgive mo na lang yung debt. So, pero mag-post na lang ko siguro ng lecture mo tayo dyan. So, meron ba tayong question? Ito, equity swap, kaya-kaya nyo na yan. I-follow nyo lang yung ating discussion. And yung number 1, asset swap. Ayan, madali lang din yan. May formula yan. Ito, yan yung shortcut ng formula. Oh. Yung dito, pag kinumpare mo yung carrying amount ng layab, ilagay ito format to format. Ito format itong tatlong to. So, carrying amount ng layab, fair value of NCA, carrying amount of NCA. Yung carrying amount ng layab, pag kinumpare mo sa fair value of NCA, that is the debt restructuring. Kapag kinumpare mo naman yung ating fair value of NCA sa carrying amount of NCA, US GAAP, yan yung, what do you call this one? Yan yung gain or loss on transfer of land. Pero pag kinumpare mo itong carrying amount sa carrying amount, yan yung gain on extinguishment. 500,000. So, itong taas, gain to. Gain on extinguishment. Pinost ko naman. Yun ang extinguishment yung magkabilang carrying amount. Then restructuring itong dalawa. And then itong NCA at saka NCA US GAAP loss. Gain or loss on transfer. Okay. So, yun. Tapos na natin ang ating extinguishment of liability. Ito lang yung topic natin sa extinguishment of liability. So, may mga questions po ba tayo? Christine, may question ba? How about the others? Jasmine? Okay, Carlo? Attendance na lang. Sige, Jasmine?
Present po, sir.
Carlo?
Present po, sir.
Ricky?
Present po, sir.
Micaela? Ayan, Christine?
Present, sir.
Susundan mo naman ba?
Ako na magsasabi.